This is a solution video to NCERT exercise solution, class 10, exercise 4.3. It's a quadratic equation question. Question number 1. We did part 1 of this question in a separate video. We found out the solution, the roots to the quadratic equation by completing squares using two methods in that video. In this video, we'll be looking at solution to parts 2, 3 and 4. We'll be using only one of the methods. Let's stick with this method for this entire set of questions. Right? Let's get started. Equation 2 that we are finding out is 2x square plus x minus 4. Completing the squares involves exactly two steps. The two steps are as follows. The first step, whatever is given, make the coefficient of x square to be equal to 1. In this case, if we'll have to do that, we'll have to divide this entire equation by a 2. That's step number 1. The resultant equation that you get, divide the coefficient of x by 2 and complete the square. If you're going to be doing both those steps, let's start with the first one. The equation is 2x square plus x minus 4. Coefficient of x square as it exists is a 2. We need to make the coefficient of x square a 1. So we're going to divide this entire equation by 2. Once we have done that, we'll get an equation which is 2x square by 2, which is x square, plus x by 2 minus 4 by 2, which is equal to a 2. So x square plus x by 2 minus 2 equals 0 is the resultant equation. Step 2, we're going to be dividing the coefficient of x by 2. The coefficient of x is half. We divide that by 2. So half divided by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. Now this is the step to complete the square. Write these first two terms without making any change. X square plus x by 2. Whatever you have found here, half of the coefficient of x, square that, add it once, subtract it once. So we are going to square this 1 by 4. We have added it once. Square this 1 by 4 and subtracted it once. Adding and subtracting the same value will have absolutely zero impact on the equation. Lastly, let's write this minus 2 equals 0. Now let's look at the first three terms. These three terms actually are nothing but, when taken together, will be x plus 1 by 4 the whole square. Always after having written this step, just do a verification to see whether you are on the right track. A plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square will be x square, so we got that term. B square is 1 by 4 square, we got that term too. So all that is left is to check whether 2ab matches this x by 2. What is 2ab? 2 into x into 1 by 4. So this is equal to x into 1 by 2, which is x by 2. So this x plus 1 by 4 the whole square that you have written is absolutely right. Do this step on the scratch paper, on the right hand side margin of your paper, so that you know that you have written things right. So the next step is minus 1 by 4 the whole square. Let me expand it as I am writing it. This is going to be minus 1 by 16 minus 2 equals 0. Let's take these terms to the right hand side of the equation. So what we'll have is x plus 1 by 4 the whole square equals, let's take 16 as a common denominator as we are taking them to the right hand side. Minus 1 by 16 will go to the right hand side as plus. Minus 2 will go to the right hand side as plus 2. So this is going to be 1 plus 2 into 16, which is equal to a 32. So this becomes 33 divided by 16. Take square root on both sides. X plus 1 by 4 equals plus or minus under root 33, because it's not a perfect square, divided by 16 is a perfect square. So under the root, it comes out as a 4. So x plus 1 by 4 equals plus or minus root 33 by 4. So what will be the value of x? Take the 1 by 4 to the right hand side. So x is equal to minus 1 by 4 plus root 33 by 4. And it could also be minus 1 by 4 minus root 33 divided by 4. If you want, take 4 as a common denominator. So values that x will take are minus 1 plus root 33 divided by 4. And the second value it can take is minus 1 minus root 33 divided by 4. Quickly summarize it in a printed form. Any completing squares, we said, is a two-step process. Step 1, make the coefficient of x square a 1. So to make that happen, we're going to divide this entire equation by a 2. So this is the resultant equation. Step 2, divide the coefficient of x by a 2 in this resultant equation. Coefficient of x is equal to half divided by 2. So you'll get a value which is equal to 1 by 4. So you can write it as x plus 1 by 4 the whole square. Subtract this 1 by 4, the term that you have got, square it and subtract it, minus 2. So this is x plus 1 by 4 the whole square, expanding it as a minus 1 by 16 minus 2 clubs to give you an answer minus 33 by 16. Take this term to the right hand side. So you'll get x plus 1 by 4 the whole square equals 33 by 16. So you'll get the values of x as minus 1 plus root 33 by 4 or minus 1 minus root 33 by 4. So move to the third of the equation, sorry. Second one for this video, third in the question. 4x square plus 4 root 3x plus 3 equals 0. Now that you're familiar with the method, I would recommend that just take a break from this video, go try it yourself, check out whether you got the answer. Come back to the video if you have any problem. Right? Any completing squares, as always, is a two-step process. Step 1, make the coefficient of x square 1. So we need to divide this entire equation by a 4. The resultant equation that we get, divide the coefficient of x by a 2 and complete the square. Step 1, let's get that done. We're dividing this entire equation by a 4. So what it will result is an x square. 4 root 3x by 4 will leave us with just a plain root 3x. 3 divided by 4 is going to leave us with a 3 by 4. This equals 0. Step 2, we're going to take the coefficient of x and divide it by 2. Coefficient of x is a root 3. Divided by 2, you're going to get root 3 by 2. Keep this number by the side. Now the next step is write the first two terms without making any change. X square plus root 3x. Pick this term, square it, root 3 by 2 the whole square. Add it once, square it and subtract it once. So the equation remains unchanged. Plus the 3 by 4, which is a constant term in the resultant equation that we had. This is equal to 0. Now this part will be x plus root 3 by 2 the whole square. As always, let's verify this before we write anything. A plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square is x square, b square is root 3 by 2 the whole square. All that is left is to check whether 2ab equals root 3x. 2ab is 2 into x into root 3 by 2. Cancels out to leave you with a root 3x. So you've written things that are right. So do this verification so that you don't make any mistake. We'll expand this term, root 3 by 2 the whole square, as we're writing it. This is done. We're going to be writing the fourth term. Root 3 by 2 the whole square will come out as a minus 3 by 4 plus a 3 by 4 already exists. This equals 0. These two terms will get cancelled. So what we'll have is x plus root 3 by 2 the whole square equals 0. If it is 0 or if it is positive, we'll have real roots. So let's take square root on both sides, which will leave us with x plus root 3 by 2 equals plus or minus 0, which is nothing but equals 0. So value of x is equal to minus root 3 by 2. Both the roots in this case are the same. So you can say x equals minus root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2. Quickly summarize it in a printed form. Step 1, divide the coefficient of x square by 4 and the rest of the equation therefore by 4 to make the coefficient of x square a 1. So this is the resultant equation. Step 2, pick the coefficient of x, which is root 3, divide it by 2. You'll get a value which is equal to root 3 by 2. Complete the square as x plus root 3 by 2 the whole square minus root 3 by 2 the whole square plus 3 by 4. Now expand this term. This is going to leave us with a minus 3 by 4 and a plus 3 by 4 which already existed in the equation. Therefore, x plus root 3 by 2 the whole square equals 0. Values of x are minus root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2. So move on to the last of the equations, which is 2x square plus x plus 4 equals 0. As always, pause the video, try it, come back to the video after that. Have we done that? Let's move on. Step 1, two-step process, make the coefficient of x square 1. Step 2, in the resultant equation, divide the coefficient of x by 2 and complete the square. Let's start with the first step. Coefficient of x square here is a 2. So divide the entire equation by 2. What you'll get is equal to x square plus x by 2. 4 by 2 is a 2 plus 2 equals 0. So this is the resultant equation. Coefficient of x in this resultant equation is 1 by 2. So we're going to divide that by 2. 1 by 2 by 2 is equal to 1 by 4. Keep this number handy. Next step, write the first two terms without making any change. X square plus x by 2. We're going to add a square of 1 by 4 and subtract a square of 1 by 4. Whatever term you have found in this step, square it, add it to it, square it and subtract it from the equation. So equation remains intact. Plus 2 which existed in the resultant equation. So this is what we have. Now this part is going to be equal to x plus whatever term you got here plus 1 by 4 the whole square. As always, let's verify whether this translates to these three terms. A plus b the whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square is x square, b square is 1 by 4 the whole square. Only check is whether 2ab is x by 2. 2 into x into 1 by 4. 2 into x into 1 by 4. Leaves us with x by 2. So even that is right. So x plus 1 by 4 the whole square is the completed square and we have written that right. Minus this 1 by 4 the whole square. Let's expand and write it as 1 by 16 plus 2 equals 0. So x plus 1 by 4 the whole square, take it to the right hand side, is going to leave us with plus 1 by 16 and a minus 2. Take 16 as a common denominator. So we'll get 1 minus 32 which is equal to minus 31 by 16. X plus 1 by 4 the whole square, square. square ends up being a negative number in this equation. Squares can be 0, squares can be positive for real numbers, squares can never be negative for real numbers. It essentially means that x does not have any real roots. So in this case, we'll say there are no real roots to this equation. Quickly summarize it in a printed form. Step 1, divide the entire equation by 2 so that the coefficient of x square becomes 1. This is the resultant equation. Step 2, pick the coefficient of x, which is 1 by 2, divide it by 2 and complete the square. The completed square is going to be x plus 1 by 4 the whole square minus 1 by 4 the whole square plus 2. This will result to x plus 1 by 4 the whole square equals minus 31 by 16. Squares cannot be negative. So positive numbers, squares can either be positive numbers or they will be 0. In this case, it ends up being negative. So this equation does not have any real roots.
Supercharge your math quotient. Sign up today for online CBSE math classes at online.maxtute.com. I'll repeat it. It's online.maxtute.com. And before you leave, check out the related videos and remember to subscribe to this channel.